Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on the SH Figuarts Shinkocchou Seihou Kamen Black. So let's get it in. Yeah, this has been extremely a long time coming, but I won't lie to you. After seeing a bunch of people post, I was hesitant to even open mine up because I was noticing that people were complaining about a bunch of QC issues. Most notably some that I do not have, at least not so far at the time of making this video as I start right now. There have been known cracking issues on the inner parts of the organic parts of Kamen Rider Black and stretching. I'm really worried about that. I'm also very concerned about the articulation breakage that I've seen from both Shishio and a few of my other friends on Twitter. So, full disclosure, I don't have those issues as of right now doing this video. Am I worried about it? Hell yeah. So, this is something that I want to cover because this line has been near perfect in terms of getting things right up until now, so it's very worrisome. But let's get to it, right? Kamen Rider Black, man, probably one of the greatest Showa Kamen Rider shows there are. Like, this show was just awesome. But yeah, if we look at Black, we actually have something really nice going on here with him. Just the overall aesthetic and pleasing of this look. I think the only thing that I would like is if the shoulders were actually matted. But I don't mind the gloss, but I would have preferred them to be matte to follow up. But yeah, either way, just it looks good. So let's take a quick look at our helmet, starting from the top. It's redesigned. Well, not sorry, redesigned is the wrong word. Compared to the 1.0, they have a nice solid line. Even with the helmet splits right here across the middle, they try to line it up as well as possible, and it looks really good and really close to it. Let me see if I can just get it some nice focus on that. Let me get my hand behind there. But yeah, you can see right there they try to line it up. The antennas are not soft plastic, so I would very much worry about those as well too. You will get an extra set of them, but I try not to mess around with those as much. The big round red compound eyes just really bring out the beautiful color contrast with his driver or belt, depending on how you want to go about it. But yeah, articulation wise, this is where it gets tricky because I'm worried about breakage, but I'm going to try to keep it 100 with you and press and fold this guy as much as possible so I can really show you guys the limits of Black. So our head can look all the way up. We can look down. We actually can, let's actually test it. Oh yeah, oh wow, that looks really good though. I can't front. Like, I don't know if you guys can see this as well as I can, right? Let me just try to zoom in just a little bit more. But that is a nice fluid look into our rotation. The shoulder pad rotates just a little bit. It doesn't get as much as previous riders. But when we lift it up to hit our T-pose, this is where I worry about breakage. I'm experiencing none at this moment. Our bicep swivel is really solid so far. But then I was very gentle. I worry about right here because this is where Shishio had his breakage on the opposite arm. But our double joint does look really good so far. So we have that right there. We have our standard SHF peg. So we can actually rotate in full 360 degrees. We have an excellent motion. And on the other side, we are looking at the same. So we have our pivot. And yep. I'm ever so worried about this side though. This side seems to be a little bit more stiff than the other. As far as our ab crunch and upper torso, we can go forward. We can go backwards just a little bit. We actually get a nice rotation to the side though. So the coin term roticulation that I've used for the last couple of videos as a joke is probably starting to stick now with me. So we actually get a very nice rotation here. Right? We can't pull up or pull down. Our belt is in a solid spot. This is all one piece here. Our legs can go this far. So we get about this far going outward. We can go forwards. We have thigh swivel. Yes, we do. So we can put our thigh swivel in. And we have a double joint. So we actually have something really nice here. Oh, our ankle pivot is super duper generous. So as you can see here, with our ankle pivot, we have something super nice here, going inward. Not outward though, but only inward. and we have a toe pivot as well. So if we want to pose this guy up, I am definitely going to have to be gentle as I worry about QC issues. I'm really hoping I never ever have any. When I tell you that I'm really, really hoping for it. And if we pose up black very nicely, I'll tell you right now, he looks really good posed up. Like, that is solid. That looks really, really good. So yeah, I think overall, if you don't have any QC issues, you're looking at another banger hit so far. Looks really, really good. So without further ado though, let's jump into our accessories. So let's get to it. Now we're going to jump into Black's accessories. First things first, we do have a spare antenna set, just in case you mess around and really just screw the pooch, for real. So you get one extra set. Beyond that, you don't get a third chance. You know what I mean? So next up, you will get martial arts / posing hands. For Black, this can be a combination of both. So you get your chopping hands / pose hands. Very important. You will get your relaxed walking hands for when you want to do that ending theme and you want to be cool walking into the, walking away from the sunset. Very important. You will get more signature hands for the for the 2 pointing fingers. I said 2-piece. Give them the okie doke. So yeah, you'll have this. You will get open action palm hands. For Black, these are going to be your signature kind of two head fingers out. The last one's kind of folded in. And then you'll just get open striking action palms. Now, what's really crazy about this is we do get a lot of hands and a lot of signature poses. But I'm a little disappointed they did not give us bike holding hands. And the reason why that is because I have a very bad feeling they're going to do a brand new battle hopper. And they're going to do a brand new road sector, which means they're going to pack extra hands in with that. Now, personally, I would have liked to be able to not buy a third battle hopper, because there's the first issue one, then there's the 2.0 battle hopper. Now we're about to get the renewal battle hopper and road sector. You know what I mean? And sometimes I just want to be able to have an old version of something and it works, as opposed to, all right, now I have to buy the new one, which is kind of bumming me out. But I get why it's done. That doesn't mean I always have to like it, So I just want to be able to hang on to my old stuff sometimes. That being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on the old 2.0 battle hopper and road sector, just so we can see how he looks on them. And just in case you can get some hands for him, or SHF upgrade decides to do some hands for him, we can see where he kind of stands with this. All right, so just a quick update. One thing I did forget to talk about, because I'm actually just finding it myself. Like O's, you will actually get an extra little bit of articulation here on the backhand side. Make sure when you're doing any sort of folding of the legs that is lined up. And I'm very worried about breakage here, so I'm being very careful. But yeah, so when you want to get that bent for that double joint, make sure that's lined up properly. But let's see what he looks like on the battle hopper. And technically he does fit on here, but he looks kind of big for the bike. Let's fix that focus. But then again, you never know. Let's see how he folds up. Right? Nah, he might be a little too big. Just a tad bit too big. Yeah. But it might be good for action shots. But doing stationary shots, it may not work out too well. But on road sector, he may look a little bit better. I'm still going to try to do some cool shots, though. That ain't going to stop me. Yeah, he looks a lot better on road sector than he would on battle hopper. So, the road sector looks a lot better. Now, without further ado, let's jump into those size comparisons, y'all. Let's get to it. Hey, now, let's jump into size comparisons. First things first, I guess we got to compare it to the old Kamen Rider Black. This is the second release version, aka the 2.0. And as we can see, proportions-wise, this guy's a little bit smaller. You can see the old tech. is just not gonna be as you won't say is not as good, but because he's a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, proportion wise he just won't look as good as the Renewal one, whose helmet is bigger, proportions are larger, and has a lot more articulation that looks a lot smoother. So yeah, we have that. Next up, actually, let's fix him up just a little bit. Had him leaned back a little bit, and he still was taller than the old one, but I just want to make sure it looks good. Second now. Here we are with Shadow Moon. Now this one's tricky because this is also the second release of Shadow Moon, but he actually works out pretty well, just a little bit smaller. But because of this, I have a feeling that we're going to get another Shadow Moon because his head is a lot smaller when you compare it to Black. While they may look good for each other's photos, you definitely are going to get a brand new Shadow Moon, which I welcome it. I really do, because Shadow Moon's awesome. He's been in like every single game as a main villain. Don't forget Red Shadow Moon. So you have lots of choices. Next up, we have Renewal Kamen Rider Black. And the reason why I'm using them is because, one, they're both Black Riders. Two, in a movie, they had a short fight with each other. So yeah, just want to show these two together. These two are always looking really cool next to each other. I'm actually surprised I got him to stand with that crooked foot. Next up, we have SHF Kamen Rider Saber. And I'm using him because while he uses the newer body, he is a tall guy. As you can see, he's actually bigger than Black. So just want to make sure I showed that off. Definitely. Next up, we're going to do... let's do an articulated Icons Ninja. Right? Let's do a Hasbro Zeo green. And I can't remember what Sentai was on at the time. The same time as Black. I gotta try to remember that. So here these guys go. So Black kind of fits in well with these guys. A little bit smaller. But again, not everybody's the same height. So this works out pretty well. Next up, we have a Hasbro Cobra Infantry. So he can beat these guys up until I can find my Shocker. I have a lot of those. I just got to figure out where they are. Here's a Marvel Legends Black Panther. So he's on the smaller side when it comes to domestics, but again, that's never stopped me before, and it shouldn't stop you either, right? Oh, here is a Black Series Darth Maul. I figured why not throw him in there since he's on my desk. And Darth Maul can't stand to look at him because he is in shame of his awe. Here we have a Mythic Legions Barbarian. Much on the bigger side. These guys are big even for domestics, which I'm okay with because the Land of Mythos is awesome. Here we have a Mezco Me to help round out some of it. And always, let's put your boy Kuga in there. So the team up is really complete. This has been fun. I do like the Black. I was worried about the QC issues, and as of right now, still while filming, I don't have any. I'm hoping it stays that way. One thing that did bum me out is no bike hands, which means they're definitely plotting to give us new versions of them. Also, I wanted bike holding hands or weapon holding hands so I can have him hold the Satan Saber. That would have been really cool to be able to do. So I got to try to find some alternative hands. Definitely going to try to find a way to do that. I'll probably give him Joker's hands because they seem to fit the same mat style good enough, right? Either way, guys, thank you for enjoying. Say something nice in the comments to both yourself, other people. Be good. And as always, please be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.